That caught me so off guard. Welcome to Panaloids, Comic Books and More. I'm your host for tonight, Core, and I will be joined by Kyle, as usual, Dimitri, and our very special guest, JP. Just starting out, obviously, huge welcome, JP. Before we get into it, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your recent endeavors. We know you got some big ones.
All right. I'm going to say my name is Jay Penumbra James. I've been a content creator, freelance journalist, podcaster for about 10 years. I took a bit of a break and dove into video games for about 4 years. That didn't really hold. Comics have always been my passion. So I came back to this last year, and I host a show called Comics Unmasked, where not only is it a weekly live show where we talk about industry news and whatnot, but we interview different creators. That way we actually can ask them the real questions that nobody else really is caring to ask. Like one critique someone was very happy about was I actually read their book, their Kickstarter, and I was like, well, why would I have you on my show if I wasn't going to read your book? Let's say I am the guy who created and spearheaded DC So White. That is still going on. The day counter is still going because we don't know when the release date is for these books. So yeah, I appreciate you guys having me here.
Glad to have you.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get it kicked right off. We got some big stuff just released. We got Lanterns episode 1. We'll start out with Kyle. What are we thinking?
It definitely has that True Detective vibe, and we'll go into straight spoilers, and we can't not mention the mug in JP's hands.
Oh wait, I'm backwards. Hold on, let me fix that way. I actually can read the mug.
Oh, you're good on my end.
Yeah, it's straight for us. It's just backwards.
Oh, okay.
I think if you, if you were expecting,
those are my tears in there, by the way.
No, they definitely.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's great. No, like it's funny because I've been planning this mug for like years. I've had the file, and then I saw the episode and was like, it's time. It's time.
It's time to bring it out.
So shout out to Minutemen Press here in Ohio. Like they have like print on demand stuff.
Oh, that's cool. You literally just
we'll have that done in a day. And I was like, all right, cool. So had it ready to film, and it was great.
That's awesome.
Well, Corey, as Hal is your favorite, I'm not sorry. John has always been my favorite. I think being a 90s kid is just doomed to be, but I think they did him well.
I think it was really done well. I always tell people that like John will always be my favorite like Green Lantern, but I will say that I've been loving the course correction they've been doing in the comics, where we finally have Kyle Rayner back in the driver's seat the way it should have been this entire time. Because the hot take that no one likes to hear is that Dan DiDio and Jeff Johns' weird elaborate plan to bring Hal Jordan back from the dead was one of the things that stagnated the DC universe.
So now that's pre New 52, right?
Correct. So right when Green Lantern Rebirth happened, that was them saying, we give up on Kyle. We're going to go back to the well with Hal, even though we should have never brought him back from the dead. And it was just like, why did you do that, guys? Like, you didn't need to do that. And I get so much hate for it online, but I like one day people will see the truth. One day people will understand.
Take.
No, it's a fair. I mean, I have a similar take with Miles. Like Peter can go.
I've been saying that for years, that like Peter could have just been like the guy in the chair after Parker Industries, raise Mayday, and have you and Mary Jane come out for an event here and there. Like, oh, the whole multiverse is ending. Pop out, have fun. But like, I'm sitting here, or the same thing with Wally. Barry didn't need to come back from the dead. Why is Barry here? All he's done since Barry came back is siphon off of Wally. So it's just like, why are you here?
Yeah.
I will say that's what I do like about the Lanterns. I think they did decently is what I've been told, because I haven't read a lot of Flash, is that like same thing you're saying with Hal is what Barry did to Wally. And he really took away from what they invented for Wally. With Kyle, they kind of kept it special for Kyle. So he's the first White Lantern to actually deserve it and master all the emotions, all these other things. The problem is, like you're saying, it's like, hey, we have Hal back. It just immediately backseats him. And even with I've said it, with Adams on it, I'm so glad Kyle's here. It's been okay. He needs to kick it in gear to make it worthwhile, but it's been all right.
Oh yeah.
But besides that, there's so much going on with this episode. I will say, just going off of that, the Hal Jordan at the end, Maximum cope. It's a fake out. I don't think he's actually.
It's a hologram. Maybe.
Yeah, a hologram. Yeah. I love that.
Then whatever. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying the fun, and people can be upset about it.
Yes. Oh, they will be. I think people are scared. I was scared shitless. I saw that after hearing the leaks, and I was like, they actually did it. Wow. I can't wait to see what they do from here. But I will say, I never had any problem with John becoming what he is and eventually taking on the role for the DCU, going to be their main Green Lantern, and obviously have some others like Guy Gardner going. He's doing even better than I thought he was gonna. I really liked him in the first episode, and obviously they gave Hal his time to shine, and John in some parts was there doing his best to represent. But the character they're building up to be, and I love, they're really starting with the Marine stuff. I think they're going to do that now and kick it way into gear with the Architect stuff. So like all this, the Marine stuff instilled into him by his father is going to kind of go away when he realized you don't have to be fearless. You have to overcome. He's
going to break out and then have the creativity is what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely. And you get to see that a little bit with the drawing. It could be a really simple thing, but like the drawing, the suspect or whatever, when they're doing the interrogation, I think. So that would be cool to see. There's so much that this is building up to. I can't wait to see what everybody has to say about it. I've heard some theories already, and they're just going. Like, they're running with everything they saw on the screen.
So 2 questions. Do we like the plot of John hooking up with the wife? Do we like that? Because it caught me off guard.
It was so bizarre. It was like, I didn't need this, but I find it to be hilarious, so I'll allow it.
It just felt out of character too, no? Like a little.
Yeah, it felt like, especially the way like she's going at it, and he's just kind of sitting there, like he's just kind of like straight faced, just letting it happen. And I'm like, all right, bro, do your thing.
Afterward, too, he kind of takes credit for it. Hal's like, you really did that? He's like, I kind of did. It wasn't like, hey, listen, no ring on. I thought she wasn't married, whatever. He's like, yeah, that was me.
Speaking of rings, someone who we will not name on this show, who was in the credits, I'll tell you in the after show, JP. Don't worry. I'll tell you in that show.
Okay.
He confirmed that Guy Gardner's ring is Hal Jordan's ring.
No, hold on. They said Guy Gardner had Hal's ring. I don't know yet because the different look, I can't tell if it was one of those weird Guy uses Hal's ring. That's what we saw in Superman, and it becomes his and it changes the look, or he has the ring he had in Superman. That's his ring, and now he's in possession of Hal's. But the weird thing is when they asked the sheriff, John specifically said, who knows about this? It was her, John, and the groundskeeper. So guy sneak on the field to take a ring and dip. Like there's a lot going on here, and it doesn't really fit with any story to where it's kind of fun.
Because rings don't change.
No, not that I know of.
If anything, rings fly away. But like I think for Guy, it's a matter of like, I think similarly to what they did with like in the comics, but also with the Green Lantern animated series, is the idea that they said, okay, like if Hal's gonna throw a bitch fit, we'll then just let Guy have his own ring, kind of like we saw in the little teaser at the end, where a whole like female posing as a Guardian walks in and is like, hey, do you want to do this? I think the Guardians do well enough not to mess with Jordan, so they're like, here, do your thing. Go be the actual hero because Jordan's messing around too much. And now it's to the point that Jordan's messing around too much to where they have to go to John and be like, hey, you might need to handle this, bud. And then I think that's the situation we're seeing here.
Yes. There's so much they're picking and choosing through stories that there's not necessarily yet a through line, especially with this true detective kind of cause that they're going with, that it's cool to see because you can't just point something out and be like, that's that story. Here's what's going to end up. The people in the writing room have taken it and really made it their own. So just like everybody else, I have no idea what's going to happen. And I do love the mystery they're setting up because it genuinely feels like it. Like you are so lost at the start of it.
I give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10. I'm sitting somewhere around there. I really like
it. It's usually a low rate. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, very much was at an 8. Yeah, it feels like I made the reference in my video. It feels like Ben 10 Alien Force Season 1, where it has that little bit of mystery, but like everybody's posing as a human because we're on a lower budget. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Like, oh, even the little blue people are posing as humans and whatnot. Like, someone's even saying that the older dude whose like wife John begs, like they're saying that he's gonna end up being a manhunter or like atrocitous or something, or like someone else is gonna be atrocitous. And I'm like, why are we doing all this posing? Like, why can't like increase the budget just a teeny bit? It's feeling too much like Smallville. Can we get a little bit more budget? Just a little bit more budget. Like, you could be True Detective, but like one thing that I even said early on when I first saw the trailer, it was like, this should have been on the planet Supergirl was on. If y'all really wanted to save budget, like Hal and John are coming in for True Detective on the planet that Kara just left. Where it's like, if y'all want to have your low budget, cool, have some aliens in the background. It can be practical. It doesn't have to be on Earth, because now it feels like y'all didn't have no budget. Now we're in Nebraska. Like you have aliens posing as humans. Like, just let them roll. With like James Gunn's done like practical effects for different aliens and Guardians. Like, why not? But if any project would have had a Guardians feel, I would expect it out of this, because even in what was it, the one Green Lantern movie that Christopher Meloni voiced Hal in, First Flight, there were scenes where him and Sinestro were on alien planets just in bars, and it's like, you could have easily made that happen. So it's like, am I in? Sure, but I'm definitely with Kyle, where it's like 8 out of 10. You got room to impress me.
Yeah, they're already saying the William Macon, the like dude of the house, the grandpa, I believe, that he might eventually become William Hand. It's just the will part and like the weird stuff with the meat, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of exactly what you're saying, where it's like, oh, this person's actually this, and it's like, I don't see the properties that make them that. Like, Atrocitus is this bald dude in the ad. Like, you came to the conclusion because Atrocitus doesn't have hair. Like, if this is actually a thing, it's weird. Like, with Superman, when I would see all the interviews, I got so excited because it seemed like they genuinely knew what they were doing. With this, it's that weird subversion, and how can we ground it? How can we make them more human? It's like, that's cool. They're human lanterns. Show us the struggles. Like, Jessica's great with anxiety. But this weird, I think it was Tom King or somebody talking about the rings. Oh, it's like the showrunner.
You fucked up.
They're like, oh no. I'm getting too specific. The showrunner was talking about, oh, like the ring can't be the end all be all. Fine. But that also just sounds like a budget thing, like you're saying. Like, you just don't want to show us all these constructs, and what we're getting is little bottle openers, counterfeit cash, which, by the way, all those were amazing.
That was
I can't
great.
lie. They were great.
Yes. I just like, my only fear with this is twice now David Lindelof has done a DC property, because the last one was Watchmen. And if I see Atrocitus walking around with red skin in a t-shirt, we're gonna have a problem. Like, you did that with Dr. Manhattan. It was very odd, but like, you gotta commit with this if you're gonna do it. Like, at least give me Titans on DC Universe level budget, where randomly Trigon walks out of a house. Like, you gotta give me a little bit, dang it. Like, because if Titans is meeting your CGI budget, something is wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
Am I the only one that feels like the wife is a white Martian or some kind of alien?
She's some type of spy or something. Like, she was, if you go back and watch, she's waiting, listening to Hal and John, and she's making sure to sleep with John and get all the details. She's got something going on.
It's almost like she had sex with him to get information.
Yeah. They got an open marriage for the sake of intel.
I really love this. I love the tone. Everything, for the most part, worked. I walked away from it thinking like, oh, the only reason you put it based in 2016 was for the Obama payoff at the end. Am I right?
So
that
good,
was
though.
great. Dude, that whole interrogation.
To a certain extent, yeah. I think what also works for it is kind of the same way that, like, up until recently, the MCU being in its own weird time warp kind of paid off that way as well, because you don't have to address current events that much, like in the here and now. Like, imagine Lindelof trying to convince Hal Jordan to talk about Trump in this day and age. That'd be really awkward. So I think there's something to be said about what they did with that, and poking fun the way they did, where they're like, you're in Nebraska, you're a redneck, and you have no adverse opinion about Barack Hussein Obama. Like, that was the best dig ever. And that's the one reason you went to Nebraska, fine. But it was funny. and I ain't even
Yeah.
mad at it.
Also,
One more
kind
thing-
of sad. Go ahead, Dimitri.
I'm sorry. For whatever reason, the scene where he gets out of the truck is like done so well, where I feel like I saw it in an animated series, and now I'm not sure because of how well it was done. Like the way he looks, the facial hair,
Oh yeah.
the stoicness, like it just perfect.
Like at the end, you're talking
he's-
about at the end.
at the end, right?
A lot of people are
Uh,
referencing JLU, like that one episode in the first season where like he's walking around in shades with the same turtleneck look but a different color in a trench coat. Everyone's been referencing that as like the pull.
I love
Yeah.
Which
it.
is cool.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say, I know the whole point of the DCU, and I think they've said it multiple times, is to skip over some of the origins. Unless we get a flashback, I'm bummed we don't get to see Kyle Chandler as Hal getting the ring for the first time and encountering Abin Sur, especially when they have it take place in Nebraska. I thought it was always in Nevada or something, like out in the desert.
Fair. I think like that's one thing I said in my video. I think this leaves a lot of room. Like if we want to do an early Green Lantern thing with Kyle, if we ever need flashbacks later on, or if John has to like call on the hologram. We have that ability to play into that as long as Kyle Chandler is cool with some makeup for a couple of years. Like we
Yes.
have that potential to lead on that, because that's one thing that I really like about this is that like someone even said, why did they just do that with Alex Scott? I'm like, first of all, Alex Scott's not a core lantern, but B, it pays homage to the previous generation with like Diddy O'Neil, the hard traveling heroes. It shows that Hal has been through the rigor. It has seen a lot of stuff. And even with the police station scene, it shows that he's not messing around. So if we need to call upon that past for like a one-off or like a random villain, someone's wondering why we haven't used it in a while, sure, we could do that. Or like if we need like a villain who shows up later to like say, oh, I have beef with Hal Jordan from the past, and now John has to deal with it. You can have a whole dedicated bottle episode where it's Kyle and some makeup and then random villain of the week type ish. Like you have potential of calling Kyle back. That way you can play on that, but then it's also like now you can focus on Aaron, even bring in someone like Jessica or have a guy focus season or whatever. You have room to play around, but also like this dude is made to be Hal Jordan. Like even
Yeah,
if it's
oh
not
my
for a
gosh.
little bit, he has like Silver Age Hal Jordan up until Emerald Twilight, like nailed down to a T, where he's just like, I'm tired of this, grandpa, and it's so well done, and I love it. And it's like some people will have upwards of that, but it's like there was something about that Silver Age of heroes where some of them just didn't make it out. And that's okay. And that's one of the problems with the millennial generation of the DC comics, where they kept pulling on old stuff too much and it caused stagnation. This is Gunn saying, I'm going to show y'all what y'all should have did. And we're actually going to do right by all these people who love the JLU TV show, who want to see different lanterns and whatnot, he's actually listening to what Dwayne McDuffie trying to tell people is that the Justice League looks a little too white. And while that's not a problem with Hal, we can still tell Hal stories just elsewhere.
Yeah. I honestly think what they're going to do is they're going to go the Star Wars route, and they leave all that to be desired, and then they go back to it. So we're getting JSA, we're getting maybe some Prime Hal, some hopefully Oliver Queen, because he's missing too. Although, like you're saying, we can let the Whiteys take a back seat for now.
Well, it's not even that, but like think of how cool it would be if like season 2, random red arrow flies across the screen and Roy shows up.
Right.
And we actually do like recovered Roy, not Arsenal Roy, Red Arrow Roy, and he's in the mix and he's telling his story and how Ollie and Hal used to get down and like how stuff's not the way it used to be. Like this gives a lot of payoff for a lot of like prequel stuff, kind of like what Titans did, where they like gave you like bottle episodes with like how we find out how Aqualad died and stuff like that. They give you those small little payoffs once they have more budget, and I could easily see Roy and John running the gun and doing the thing. Like that could easily be their version of hard traveling heroes in a better way, that in a modern setting in a way.
Yeah.
My hope is that random episode this season or next, we get Simon Baz. Just one episode not the whole origin, not the whole story. Just like he's in this fucked up situation. Like, what is he gonna do? I think that's the way they should go for certain characters.
It sounds more like a season 2, season 3 thing.
Could be.
You're a
I
season
just
2,
hope they don't
season
rush
3
anybody. That's my only thing, because they'll get their payoff. I really hope they do, because Simon has been a little bit forgotten. They're doing their stuff in Green Lantern Corps. Big shout out to Morgan Hampton. But besides that, they've been sidelined. So hopefully with the this universe, they really get their limelight. But any closing thoughts, anybody, before we move on?
I mean, like True Detective, it could be a whole different
Men in
cast
Black?
next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good point, Kyle. I like that.
I could just.
I would love to see that. Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
New comic book day. We're starting out with Absolute Green Arrow. We just kind of referenced them a little bit before, and I'm just going to immediately give it to Kyle.
Oh, okay. Spoilers. Big spoilers. Green Arrow is not who we finally thought it was. All right. They've been leading us on, put a bunch of clues. We were like, oh, maybe it's him. Maybe it's him. And then we're like, all right, it's not any of them. It must be Oliver. It's not Oliver. It's not Oliver. We got to see Oliver, but it's not Oliver. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the body dysmorphia kind of thing going on. I wasn't really expecting it to go that way. Grundy is great.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not at all what I expected. And my big spoiler takeaway is obviously the migraines for Black Canary are going to not just be migraines. But yeah, it continues to be good. Another nice piece of the Absolute.
I love too when we finally see Oliver Queen. They built it up as it might be the easy choice. It's not the easy choice. It might be. It's not. And then you just see him. He looks like he's a contortionist. It reminded me of, I've been reading the old Question Run by Dennis O'Neil and Dennis Cowan, and he does that like stretching. That's how they had Oliver Queen chilling, like dismembered. But yeah, this has been phenomenal. Also, I will say they cleared the name. This island that we thought was almost like a you-know-who type of island where they're doing nefarious things is actually still nefarious, but in a different way. They're doing like trials, like experiments on people. It's not for evil pleasure. It's something else completely different. So they did that whole everybody thinks Jubal's a sleazeball and doing this disgusting stuff. Instead, he's the one procuring people to get experimented on. And it's like you're saying, it's horrific. And I think Grundy in a way was my favorite part, like you brought up, because they do that like, oh, he was the failed first one. But he's one of the best guards they have and like the most serious threat. Because right when you think he's down, obviously Grundy's whole point, he comes back. But in this, it's not just that force coming back. He's scarier than ever. I mean, he becomes like tentacles and like this like blob of muscle, almost like Bane. Yeah, it was phenomenal. I thought issue 3 was good. This is either just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Okay. Moving on. Daredevil issue number 5. Kyle, you take it away again.
You're
the front man today.
All right. I made you host. It's only fair with 3-minute warning. What can I say? Did I email Stephanie Phillips minutes after reading it today just to tell her it was good? I did because it was that good. I think it wraps up the first arc perfectly, where she got her new villain, right? She has that under her belt now. She's got her first arc done. Obviously, Omen's gonna come back. Like it's not the end of Omen. But I think it's just perfect. Like this, I got hate for saying it before because I said it too early, but I think we're deep enough at issue 5 where I can say this is my favorite Daredevil run now. Like it is. I do prefer modern books. I will say that. I'm very much a modern reader.
Frank Miller stands are going to come after you for that.
Yeah, no, so prior, Wade was my favorite. So that's been my favorite. And to me, this with Steph, and we've talked to Steph a long time now, so I'm a little biased, but this combination with Lee is just so good. And Lee finds a way for every page to have that much more. So like even if it's just like a scene of showing a silhouette, just showing you what characters are in the scene. He's throwing a big Daredevil head in the right corner to show you the expression. Like every page is full that it's got to be him too, you know? Like, so credit to both of them, honestly, but I think to me, it's the best. And Omen said some weird stuff. I'm going to read the quote and we can do a little bit of theory on what it could be. But he goes, "A woman bathed in red, but donning white." My first thought, she going to have somebody get married, possibly Matt, or possibly referencing like an old kind of marriage scene. We need a Jeremiah for this. Red, white, blue, and green. Captain America and Hulk, maybe. A soldier, that could just be Captain America again. An owl, a monster, and a man.
Yeah.
Now,
Jeremiah would be like, actually, that's Matt Murdock's cousin.
He's already in the chat, actually saying Electra. See, I didn't think
that's
Electra.
Kind of what I thought.
It seemed a little too obvious. Nuke.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nuke was just used in Armageddon, but
that's why they're gonna bring him back already.
Don't even get me started with these events crossing over incorrectly, because Captain America's in a coma in one and he's walking around and the other one's swimming. It's messing me up.
In the Iron Man.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
imagine how much like Steph's gonna have to play ball with Chip now because of this new Avengers run. It's gonna start messing everything up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We'll see. I'm displeased with Marvel event communication, the editor recently.
I've been saying it for the longest time that I think Sal from Comic Pop said it best a couple of years ago, where he was like, it doesn't feel like anybody at Marvel is driving the bus. And I feel like that's been the way it's been for like maybe 6 or 7 years, like meme unintended, like genuinely it's felt as if there's been one-off books like Steph, like Chip's Captain America, like one-off books that have been very like amazing. But then like there's no frontal like plan. Like I miss the days of the Initiative because it felt like there was a mission. I miss the Heroic Age, Dark Reign, Marvel Now. Like, yeah, were they gimmicks? They were kind of overused for sure. But like at least you could tell everybody went to the retreat. It was all the same plan, but now it doesn't feel like everybody's on the same plan anymore. Because like you could like, especially since the Krakoa era ended, it feels like everybody's just off the wheels and like whatever you want to do, just tell a good story. And it's just like I feel like that's the biggest detriment to Marvel right now, where it's like DC, at least Snyder's walking around going, "This is what you're gonna do, and this is how you're gonna do it," and it feels organic, it feels natural. And while I have my complaints with some books here and there, it feels like at least Snyder's actually putting forth the effort, kind of like how Johns walked in with Rebirth, where it's like, this is what you're going to do, this is how you're going to do it, and this is what we're going to roll out the door, and then we tell the best foot forward with it.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I could have said it better myself. I do want to also say that extra credit, Steph doing amazing, Lee's doing amazing. I love how Frank Martin, as the colorist, has his hand in some of the most quality cookies in the cookie jar. Got absolute Batman and Daredevil right now. It's impressive. But yeah, just kind of going off what Kyle said real quick. Great foundation so far. This has all the marks of being a great run. And I think this is contender for the best issue yet. I like a lot of the payoff we got from this first arc. And if Omen doesn't come back right away, we got a creepy SOB around the corner again with that like little teases they did for the video and the creepy cover. So we're going to get more of something like him. I'm kind of glad the eyeball stuff's gone. That was something.
That was a bit much.
No, but see, now you get that like find out where finally Stefan is gonna put the orb into Matt's entire orbit, and now the orb is gonna be there, and it's gonna be the greatest thing that everyone's ever wanted. And Jason Aaron will praise her for the rest of his days because the orb will be there.
Let's go. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we got Avengers Armageddon, and this was jam-packed. So I'm gonna give it right to JP immediately.
This issue, this entire event, I've been very hypercritical of Redneck Century since this has been since this was first suggested to me in the pages of Captain America, where I was like, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to throw another super soldier into the mix, and then randomly the Ultimate Universe got involved in it, and yada yada shenanigans, and then Wonder Man got canceled, and now the boxes are even stupider, and it's just like, I see what you're trying to do, but it just feels like we've been here before. And it's like, I get it. You want to put your own Bob in the mix, but with like a different kind of mental illness, but it's like it's just not jiving with me. Everybody else is doing great. I think last issue Carol wasn't hit the way I wanted her to. This issue, Carol's taking charge and finally navigate the way she needs to, and I appreciate that more. Tony's just getting his ass beat. I think it's hilarious. I was really surprised by Buck. I was like, after all the stuff you've dealt with in the past couple of Captain America runs, you would think Bucky would stop with the nonsense and actually be a team player and be down with not letting the entire government structure fall apart. But now he's just like, nah, let's go get the nukes. And I'm like, what?
Where's he been?
Where did this come from? I'm so confused.
But after New Avengers, that seems very much out of character because the way Humphreys had him evolve, even in that, it seems very out of character. I'm like, is it not him? Are we doing shape-shifting?
Right. It feels very much like Chip Zdarsky is going to get his Jeff Johns bag, where Jeff Johns never met a retcon that he couldn't retcon, and it's like, I feel like this was a misstep. Like, what Logan doing this? Sure. But even Logan's like, I kind of made a mistake. I feel like we should fix this. But then Buck's like, nah, let's go. I got nukes in hand. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then you just drop Logan from the sky. And I'm just like, that's rough, dog. Like, that's a messed up way to go. And like, I'm excited to see what happens. The part with Ross was weird, where it was like, let's take him to the Russians. And I'm like, okay, sure. That makes a lot of sense. And I feel like there's too many moving pieces with this little mini event thing we're doing here. And I feel like you need to pick a lane. Are we messing with the Redneck Century, or are we messing with the Hulks? Pick a lane, finish a plot, and move on. Because it's like, I feel like the best events have one central threat, but it seems like we're trying to dabble in different directions too much. I'm excited to see what this cliffhanger, though. This cliffhanger was very surprising, where it was like, oh, I thought you got all the nukes. No, we didn't get all the nukes. And it's going to be a whole new thing. Is it just me, or is like racially ambiguous, dark-skinned Nick Fury Jr. starting to be a problem? Like, anybody feel like that? But like, we're kind of just acting as if he's just Nick Fury now. And I'm just kind of like, you don't have the history with half of these characters that you think you do, Nick. What are we doing here? It feels too convenient for writers. And it's just like, we're kind of just acting as if he's been Nick Fury this whole time. And I'm like, as the biracial kid in the room, I'm kind of sitting here like, all right, sure. White Nick Fury made a dark skin baby. Let's go with that.
And they only did that because of Ultimatum, and when they killed off the universe. It's the only reason they did it.
Oh yeah,
right. But like,
I gotta
just
see what he's
bring
doing.
one over. Yeah, just bring the other one over. Why make him a racially ambiguous baby? Just bring the other one over and say he's been here the entire time. Like, whatever. You did it with Miles.
Yeah.
Use an egg. Let him come out of an egg.
Like
how with the duck's
balls,
egg,
like Krakoa.
Exactly like gold balls.
You can't work for that.
Just have it be gold balls. Just have like white Nick Fury come out as black Nick Fury.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I love it.
I thought this was a great issue in terms of if issue 1 and 2 didn't get you interested. I think issue 3 gives you more meat on the bone. I would definitely love a tie-in or an ongoing from this point, following like an espionage Black Panther, especially with that costume that he has now. Trying to figure out what the hell Nick Fury is doing and just following that. I think that would be amazing. You took my note away. Producer, you took my note. You took my note away.
That's why I have my own.
That's now you just brought everything back. Now it's a mess. I had a quote.
It's gone. There it is.
We always worry about the dooms of the world, but there are men in suits with terrible childhoods who could just as easily push that button. I thought that was a great line. But again, is it Bucky? Actually,
yeah. I mean but that would go to what JP's saying, where it's like that would be inserting a third villainous issue, and that's a bit much. And
It's
my
like, you fell
only
for my trap card. It's another villain. And it's like,
yeah, like, and then my other criticism is just Ginger Cap. His
He's got so many nicknames now. So good.
his
it's Redneck
transformation.
Century. Get it right.
Redneck Century's good. That is
Yeah.
almost as good as Ginger Cap. Well, now he's not Ginger Cap anymore. He is. I don't love the costume. That's number one. Number two, his descent into being full evil didn't feel natural enough to me, because it kind of was like, you kind of went bad, you kind of got redeemed, you kind of turned into a hermit and played Luke Skywalker, went and hid, and felt bad about yourself, and then Wolverine kind of brings you out, and then he saves you and gives you powers, and this is how you repay him immediately. like you said, let's bring him into space and drop him. Like, at least
Like, that was some
be nice to
Lestat the
him.
Leon Core shit right there. Like, he just said, whoop.
Yeah, it seems a little too, like, he's a little too twisted, a little too quickly, in my opinion, that we could have maybe dragged it out a little bit. And the Red Hulk thing, I think they went to Zdarsky and were like, hey, the Doom event didn't go so well. Can you wrap it up in something? And they kind of just wrapped it up in this one. Because even like Doom Quest and like the Dungeons of Doom, like all of that, a little all over the place, like not really as fulfilling as they thought it was going to be. So that's my thought of why it's forced in here. They were like, Zdarsky, can you fix this for us? We'll give you Avengers if you fix it.
So
But yeah,
will we say fully that Ginger Century is evil? Or is he like,
is he right? Kind of.
yeah, I think he's right.
It's one of those things where Logan has this knack, and I coined it the guilt speech back during Fallen Sun, Death of Captain America by Jeff Loeb, where he does this thing with Peter Parker, where he's like, when you were going to join the Avengers, all of us had a meeting, and we were trying to decide if you were the right fit, but Cap stuck up for you, and yada yada yada. And then Peter was like, you're full of crap, because I joined before you. And it was the whole thing. And you kind of see the same thing here, where like Logan's giving this impassioned speech about, if you take away the nukes, then you take away the guns and the soldiers, and then we all live in a police state. And then like Redneck Century just goes, you're right, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, what? We're not gonna talk about this, you're just gonna do it? He's like, nope, I'm gonna do it. And it's like, what are we doing? It felt very, like Kyle said, it felt very rushed, and it was very matter of fact of like, you're right, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And it was like, you could have gave me like 2 more issues of him like marinating on what Logan said, but then it's just like Bucky and Redneck Century taking the nukes and going about their merry way, and it's just like very odd choice.
It's a little off topic, but ever since Wolverine and the X-Men, there's been this thing with Wolverine of like, no, like, yeah, I can be Killing Machine, or I can be like Teacher, like stoic, like do the right thing. So they're kind of pulling that back in, I feel. I don't know, it works. I'm interested. I'll keep reading it.
Okay. With that, we move on to Absolute Flash number 18. I think I'm the only one that read this, and this was a one you can get through pretty quick. No pun intended. Brainiac showed up in here. He's working with Thawne still, and just as creepy as ever. And we get a glimpse at a new villain for this title, and I'm still trying to figure out if it's Shade or Abracadabra. Upon seeing him at the end, I'm pretty sure it's Abracadabra, because Shade usually has obviously like the shadows. They're kind of like that, but they're red. But then the character has like the whole magician get up. So I'm pretty sure it's Abracadabra. Beyond that, we get Hunter Zolomon fully in action. And they do a really cool like time quirk thing with him, where I believe he can go a minute into the future or a minute into the past. This reminded me insanely of like some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure stuff. So I was eating it up, but really cool way of using it. They have on the side, he's like one of those hired hitmans you can get. When he's not doing that, he's gambling. He's making the most of it, winning as much money as he can, like actually having a practical use for it. So I love that. But in this issue, he just beats the ever-living shit out of Wally. And he even says during it, he's like, I know you can be a problem if you're not for real down and out. Like, you'll run around or you'll figure something out. So he's like, for all these extra punches to make sure you're down and out, I apologize, but I have a mission to do. So this continues that momentum we've had. I wasn't a huge fan of year one. After it has been really good, in my opinion. And this just continues that. So, yeah, if you're not picking up, it's been great lately. Next up, we got Invincible Universe of Battle Beast, issue number 12. And before I start, Kirkman, you son of a bitch. He has been setting up this arc for 4 or 5 issues with this conquest fight that we all know isn't going nowhere. Because, spoiler alert, Battle Beast dies to Thrag. Spoiler alert, even though all the people that were going to see it have seen it in the show, Conquest dies to Mark. So what's going to happen? And what happens that you would assume hearing that does? They have a stalemate. And it's like, that's so boring. And we spent so many issues getting to this point.
What do you
I guess
expect
the
out
point
of a prequel? They got to draw it
Yeah.
out that way you get more. That's the one con of prequels, is that we can slug it out and beat each other's butt, but like,
Yep.
you go die later, so you got to get away
Yep.
for now. That's like the one con of every prequel story ever.
Yes, they have to go their separate ways, which I will say up until this point, there was some really good stuff. They had the Prince, I think it's Salak. I always think I'm saying it wrong because that's the one Green Lantern Corps member. And all that different stuff with, I think it's Juggernaut and whatever they call the other sibling. So there is some cool battle beasts just looking for that ultimate battle. And I love the computer's AI where it's like, oh, you want to die? I'll find you the best. I'm going to get you killed. But it's drawn out. You knew it was going to happen. They're either going to have Conquest lock him up in that prison or who knows what. But I will say, with Ryan Otley on art, it was still really great. So I can't complain too much. Okay, moving on to arguably the most important comic this week, with the caveat that I want JP to bring up like he told us before. New Titans issue number 38. Go ahead, JP. Hit him with it.
So, as someone who's been covering this book since it was announced that Virgil was going to be premiering in this issue, that there was the whole situation with the Ink Alliance having the like Sanford Green variant cover, which was amazing. That has been selling out like gangbusters at every store that has it. I secured my 2 copies, so shout out to me. There's gonna be a lot of people, and I even kind of said this critique when they announced this, and there was chatter online of like, oh, you gotta support this if you want more static. I think a lot of people are going to feel gypped by this, because especially when we were first like talking about the boycott, we hadn't announced phase 2 yet. I had said there is no way that like unless you just see this giant like surge of people picking up every issue of New Titans after this. People could be picking up this like New Titans because they're excited about Yara Flor. They could be excited about this book because Terra's in it, or Cyborg has the Heart of Apocalypse. They could be excited about the kindling romance between Red Devil and Superman. Like, there's so many things that could be like, you could just be excited about Nightwing's ass. Like, there's a lot of people who are going to be picking up this book. And like I tell people about the Titans TV show, because people wanted to have this critique about the Titans TV show and thought it was a bad thing because of this. A lot of Titans comic books and like non-03 Teen Titans TV show is just teen drama angst. It's teen drama nonsense with superheroes. It's the CW with superpowers. The thing that we got from like Flash and stuff, that is the average Marv Wolfman, George Perez, Jeff Johns comic book when they're not tied to an event. So there's not really any action that happens in this book. It's Virgil getting a tour. It's Virgil like seeing what's going on. He's unsure about doing this, and then his powers have a weird surge with everything. And then Vic's upset, and everybody's upset. And then one of Yara's people show up from the Amazon, which that's complicated because people have their thoughts about Yara Flor, which I'm not getting into that. But in general, there's going to be a lot of people that feel gypped by this. Like, yes, this is a setup issue for sure. Like, we all have seen setup issues for new arcs of comic books plenty of times. But there's like, I would not be surprised if after this issue, you're going to go, whoop, boo. It's going to be like this, because people are, especially now that we know a static book is on the way, you're going to see everybody migrate over from New Titans and just wait for the static book, because no one really is going to value this other than the diehard Titans fans like me who've been picking up this book since they could read. I've been reading like every Titans edition since '03 with Jeff Johns. So there's going to be people who love this and are excited about this and will hop on and keep reading because they want to see what happens with Virgil. But there's going to be a lot of people who feel gypped by this issue. They were expecting Virgil to come in swinging, do a bunch of cool things. It's like he got a tour of the base. Great. And solid issue. I think Tate Bromwell's doing a great job. I love Tate Bromwell's writing. I have a tattoo because of him. Like, genuinely, it's a House of Slaughter tattoo if you don't recognize it. But genuinely, I think there's going to be some people who are going to be upset about this, but as a Titans fan, I loved it. I thought it was great. Like, it's a solid, like, 8.5, 9 out of 10. Very great setup issue, but some people are going to feel gypped, I feel like.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of it, what do they call the Wonder Woman girl? What's her technical name?
It's just Wonder Girl. She's
okay, Wonder Girl. Yes,
she's just the second Wonder Girl next to Cassie.
I loved the artwork that started off the issue, like that jungle scene for her dreams. That was amazing. Also, I love that you brought up the tour. It was a casual way of like, we're not going to set everybody aside to have Static come in, because then if he doesn't do it well, what is the point? They do that real awkward tour where Superman's trying his best, John, and he's like, so here's this, here's that. Oh, okay. And all this awkward stuff happens. And it's kind of like one of those vibes where it's like, should I come back later? Should I not come back? Like, what's going on? He even gives him this pitch and he says, we're on the ground floor of something special here, and I want a hero like you to be a part of it. Does that not sound like a college dude's pyramid scheme pitch to you? Like, not the way to do it. We also get, I think, almost a disservice, like that kind of angst that you're talking about, to Stephanie Brown. They have her in a like danger room scenario, like the X-Men do, and calling out shots as a leader. But it almost feels like that MCU stereotype where it's like, and you do this, and you do this. And she tells Beast Boy, go Rhino mode and clear a path to the detonator. And he goes, detonator? I barely know her. And I was like, oh man, come on. It was kind of funny though. And she just keeps going. And then she has this whole argument with Nightwing that I thought was a little over the top, where she's like, you don't think I'm taking it serious? I am. After reading it like that, if that was just in my head, fair. But it's like, you're kind of a goofy leader in a way. Like, you need to lock in a little bit more and know what people are good at and not just send them out. But overall, like you're saying, I think you did it a huge service. It's a Teen Titans book. You don't take it overly serious. Like, you can, but know what it is. It's your drama. That's what you're going to get out of it. And a great cast of characters always. I think it always puts forth some that are underrated in ways and need more spotlight. That's how I feel about Green Lantern Corps too. Same exact thing.
Yeah.
So I jumped on when it became New Titans, even though they didn't renumber it, which kind of bothered me. They always want to renumber, and then this time they don't want to renumber.
They've done that a few times. They did that during the Marv Wolfman era too. It was the New Teen Titans, then it changed to the New Titans. They've done it before.
That threw me off. Anyway, so I think that this was my favorite issue since, like I said, I haven't read that many, but since I think the last arc.
You didn't enjoy the demon eating the baby? You weren't excited about that?
That one. When I was kind of thrown off, I don't want to say I was going to drop it, but it kind of was like, the arc of like the coffee pot, like that was fine. That was kind of cool seeing all like the homage in a sense, especially good because I jumped on it. It worked for me. I think this is the best issue. I think the drama was fantastic between all of it. I think Static coming in the way he did. My issue is, and this could be to ignorance too, it just felt a little wrong that nobody knows who he is. And I understand that it's not like the same universe technically, but in my heart, it's always been. And it's my own problem, but it felt gross that no one knew who he is.
You're right. And this has been my biggest critique since Infinite Frontier, is that this is the biggest problem with saying everything is canon, because when you play this weird game of trying to cherry pick what's canon and what's not canon, it leaves gray. Because if I had it my way, I would just delete the New 52 because the New 52 was the best. But like, then you can be like, okay, cool. There's the Batman from that era, there's the Green Lantern stuff from that era, and then there's like the DCU stuff. But everything else, get rid of it. Like, just get rid of it, fine. But like, genuinely, this mess we are in where it's like, okay, cool, everything's happened except for the Dakota stuff some of the milestone return stuff happened, but not really. It's mostly just the 93 milestone stuff that happened, and we're gonna leave that to be canon, and then everything else doesn't exist. And it's like it's leaving this gray area where, yeah, the Trinity know about the milestone people technically, because that's technically like back when Luther was president. But like we're playing this game where all the Jeff Johns stuff doesn't matter, even though we act like some of the Jeff Johns stuff is canon. And it's like, okay, so that means Static's on the team, right? No, Static was never on the Titans in this continuity. And it's like, what are we doing? This is odd. And it's just, yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah, I was so bothered by no one knowing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
like at least Dick. Like, why doesn't Dick and Vic know at the very least? Because they were around in that era. You would think those two would at least know who Virgil is.
yeah.
I love they kind of almost pinned it on him a little bit too. It was like to account for them not using it. They're like, oh, well, he took a break. That's why we don't know him. It's like, is that why you don't know him? Or is it because they're not using it properly?
I like the costume. I feel like it was, you're gonna bring him back in this way. Let's get what most know him for, right? Like they did a service to the age that grew up with his cartoon, right? It's like I like that, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't step on Cody's toes. Like I'm hoping, this doesn't force his story to go a certain way, but I feel like when he was on Miles, he didn't take any influence, and Miles shows up in many places. So, yeah, but yeah, it was good. I'm definitely more excited for Static now. I wasn't expecting a power issue, but I'm curious of that now for sure.
Okay. With that being said, next up we got Lobo issue number 6. I think I'm the only one that read it. This is a real easy one to recap. It was really fun though. Constantine comes out of nowhere, Demon comes out of nowhere, and Time Trapper. It was when Lobo goes to hell on his journey to go to the fairyland that they set up to see the Tooth Fairy about the veneers she's creating for all the celebrities. Very like crazy side plot.
This sounds like some Scotty Young nonsense.
Yes, like some Scotty Young shit. And of course, there's a rapper reference in here too. You can tell he really likes it. He's constantly referencing different ones like Jay-Z and Tupac and Biggie in the last one. But we get a really nice face-off between Lobo and the Tooth Fairy, and she thinks she's hot crap. And she even quotes as to saying, "I'm that bite," like bitch. So I thought that was pretty funny. He also has a big moment of, oh, how am I going to beat her? He said, "You think I'd come to visit a bedtime story Bastich like the Tooth Fairy without being," and it shows his teeth that they collected from his nasty, gnarly teeth. And it says arm to the teeth, and they're all explosive. So he just blows them up. It's like, it is definitely Scotty Young writing. It's over the top. It's very fun. Yeah. Nothing else to say. Next, If Destruction Be Our Lot, issue number 4. This is the opposite. Like, this was depressing and bleak. We have Abraham Lincoln, the robot, doing drugs and hard drugs and slipping further into it. So I thought this was going to be a Requiem for a Dream thing going on where it just gets worse and worse. There is some hope at the end. He finds his human friend and he actually finds where she's been. But that kind of hope is lesser because it's just like a barren wasteland. This is the apocalypse they set it up to be, where it's basically just robots and the human that does exist. There might not be any others. It might for real just be that human, and where they're living is not fun. And they go to probably the robot's realm to salvage. So Rosenberg's, man, this is depressing. I need to see Abraham Lincoln robot happy again. Somebody even said too, I almost forgot to say this. A robot references, they're like, "You've been assassinated before, and somehow this is worse." And I was like, wow. They really went there. Okay, next up, Thor issue number 800. Big issue. Who wants to go first? Dimitri, you go first.
Oh, thank you. So this story between Jormungandr, the world serpent, I'm going to butcher that, and Sigurd feels as big as it's supposed to feel in Norse mythology. My Norse mythology, which is the God of War series. I know that's not the general But in that, Thor is meant to. I'll just spoil it. The huge payoff is in the Battle of Ragnarok. Thor knocks the World Serpent so hard that he goes back. It goes back in time, and like by the end of the story, it closes the loop of like it felt a little out of place, and if you know, you know. So it works perfectly. In actual Norse mythology, it's just a battle, and Thor just hits him so hard with Mjolnir, like insta death. But Jormungandr releases like a gas, like a toxic gas, and within 9 steps of Thor getting away from it, he dies. How fucking cool is that? But to my favorite part, trying not to give away too much of the story, because this is very much like I think this is where everyone will love. From inside the World Serpent, Sigurd says, I don't yield. And he's looking like it's almost translucent, but you can see the eye of the World Serpent. So he's staring at the eye and he's like, I will not yield. Oh, all right. But that being said, if you're not reading Thor, this is very much point issue where like if you like Infernal Hulk, you'll love Incredible Hulk, and you'll start reading all of Infernal Hulk because that's all of it. And whatever they make of Hulk from that perspective, it's going to be great. I think what they're doing with Odin is pretty cool. With Loki, it's pretty cool. This is like my first issue, but I have some knowledge of it, of what's been going on. Thor or Sigurd's like, MJ. Odin's like, hey, tell her what's going on. Tell her what you did. I'm not going to spoil much more of it, but like, this is a great issue. Definitely 10 out of 10.
Gosh.
Damn. They did a great job for the milestone issue. That's really nice to hear. Next up, speaking of some really important, I can't wait to see how this goes. Ultimate Impact Reborn issue number 4.
I don't blame the writers. I don't blame the editors. I don't blame anyone but
That's
Marvel
a first.
itself. Yeah. No, I really think it's just Marvel itself of just being like, no, we need multiple events. Like we need multiple events at the same time. But as I alluded to earlier, Captain America is walking around and swimming and fighting. What's his name? What's the
Hostilicus?
Yeah, Hostilicus, yeah.
Right. So he's fighting him in a submarine of sorts, helicarrier, I guess, that can go underwater. Forgot they could do that. So he's fighting him. No, he's in a coma. He's in a coma and he's in hell. He's not supposed to be walking around fighting people. And what irritates me the most is that there's reference to this, I think, issue 3. Like there's a note to issue 3 where in Armageddon, Iron Man is like, yeah, Miles was talking about these origin boxes.
Yeah.
See, this is the exact problem that I had when Greg Weisman was writing Spectacular Spider-Man last year, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, all of this takes place right before Cody Ziegler's last issue of Miles Morales," and I'm like, "What? How? What?" And then Cody didn't reference it at all, and now Brian Edward Hill's out here like, "Yeah, he broke up with his girlfriend. I'm not going to tell you why, but like it might have been because of that. I'm not going to tell you. He has a new love interest now." And it's like, this is what happens when editorials just don't care. And it's just like, why?
But I want to believe in my heart, and it's probably wrong. I want to believe in my heart. It's not that like the editors are being pushed to just pump out events. And I don't want to say it's because Absolute's doing so well. But maybe it's because Absolute's doing so well that they just want a lot of big things going on. Because Queen in Black is also going on. Like, how do we have 3 massive events happening? And then Ultimate Impact doesn't feel massive at all now.
In
Like-
Midnight's is around the corner.
So I don't know. I like the story. I like the new characters. I thought this was clever with the girl who can like see things. I'm not even sure what power she got at this point, to be honest. There's a lot of moving parts in this, and I'm not saying I want it to end. I just want it to get somewhere because I want to know the conclusion so I myself can sleep better at night knowing how I can fix it in my head of how it ties in to everything else, because it's bothersome, especially when you have the Infernal Hulk War coming like on top. You know what I'm saying? Like there's 3 major events on top of the fact that Ultimate Impact's happening on the side. And I really thought this was going to be a Miles story, and they branched away from that too much.
And they pitched it as a Miles story too. That's what really bothers
Yeah.
me, is they pitched it as a Miles story.
I really and I liked like Chris Condon. I liked the way he had Miles interacting with everybody. I thought
Mhm.
it was pretty, like, for someone just jumping on the character like that. I thought it was pretty well done, because I think people who have just gotten a chance to cameo Miles have not done a good job. So I was like, all right, Chris, like you're coming off of these like indie books where they're super dark and horror, and then you actually did Miles pretty good on the first go,
Mhm.
and now it's not Miles. Yeah. So again, I don't want to blame the editors. I want to blame Marvel pushing some agenda to make some money. That's where I'm at. I'm probably wrong, but that's where I'm at. That's all.
I think you're right, honestly. I especially with how Midnight is rolling out, I think
Yeah.
it really is. We are getting our butts spanked. We don't have a figurehead right now to right the ship. We're waiting on this new guy to come in. CB really wanted to go to Japan, and he didn't care what anybody did, and they're just doing whatever they want to do. And it's like, that's cool, but that's only going to get you so much mileage. And I think it's dope they're letting people play in their own playgrounds, because it kind of feels like the 90s in a way. But it's like, that's gonna bite you in the rear end when someone over here is like, hey, is Captain America in hell? No, you can do whatever you want. He's in a submarine. Like that. Like that's where it's gonna get complicated. And then editors have to go in with editor's notes and fix everything, because you want to tell whatever story you want to tell. And it's just like, that timeline ain't looking too fresh, yo. They ain't doing it.
You
And-
want
and
someone
not-
to oh, I'm sorry.
When we talk at the same time, it's horrible. It's a horrible sensation in my ears. No, I just wish they did a little bit better of notes then, of like just saying, and I forget what book I read today too that said this happened. Oh, it might have been New Titans actually. Like, this happened in Nightwing before this. This happens before this.
Yeah.
Like, that was well done. And like, maybe they need to talk to Mark Waid with all of his notes in Justice League Unlimited. But like, there's a way to fix everything. Whether we'll think it's stupid or not is besides the point. At least try. They're not trying.
Yeah.
They're not trying. We got a shout out in Armageddon to Miles from Ultimate Impact, the origin boxes, and it somehow made it worse. Like, it made the whole thing worse. That's it. That's my closing.
It's like
Very-
cheeky
very
too.
upset.
Like with the New Titans, the Nightwing stuff, it's almost like a bunch of people died in Bloodhaven. Like, how'd that happen? And then you want to read it. It's
Right.
not like, wait,
That
so
works.
Captain America is in the coma, but he's also in the submarine.
Right. And even then, they even talk about like how Starfire bitched him out, like he's frustrated, like, and he like even is like trying to like figure out how he fits in this new landscape of things. And like, I wouldn't even be mad if Tate was just like, you know what, Dick's gonna go deal with that. And like, I wouldn't be upset like that. I just like put Stephanie in a cowl, get her out of the spoiler get up that we've had her in for like 4 years, because it looks like you just stamped a bat logo on it, put her back in the cowl, let her be the leader that she's supposed to be, and just have Vic be the den mother like how you're doing with Jason and Teen Titans. And it would solve all of your problems. But you keep playing this game of like, we need a certain amount of old heads with the new ones, and it's like, you don't. Like, I know Dick's been a focal point of the Titans since he was like a Robin, but you can let Vic run things. You can have more than one brother
had the
on a
same-
book. It's okay.
Same thought. I immediately was like, why is Nightwing here if Cyborg's here? It was honestly my immediate thought of like, he can go. Like, maybe they will. Maybe they will once Cyborg stops being secretive with the heart in the basement. But maybe after that. But yeah.
So the woman with the eye doctor glasses, I think it's the eye of Agamotto. She's seeing shit.
Well, I think I called
That's
that
weird.
early.
You did. definitely. What else? Oh, and Cap's in hell. Don't forget that. He's also in hell. We were talking about the places he was, and then we forgot he's also in hell with Dr. Doom.
So many places.
I think this kind of helped flesh out. You got a little bit more of like what Hostilicus is doing, like where he's from, who he. You already had it, but you got a little bit more of it. It wasn't much, to be fair. I'm not gonna say that last part. We can move on. But it was fun. It was okay.
Caps in hell and a submarine and somewhere else.
One I'm very excited to hear about because I heard they did the whole horizontal comic book thing too with it. Is The Last Driver issue #1.
Ooh, yes. I couldn't find this at the shop because I don't think enough people pre-ordered it. But shout out to Sweet Shop, they had access to it because they've now partnered with Image to have their books on that platform. It's amazing. Great digital landscape for like the future of books. It feels a lot like Comixology used to, which is great. They don't have guided reading; it's all scrolled, kind of like keeping that vertical style that everyone's been doing. But I like it. Last Driver by Sean Murphy. I have this prevailing theory, and y'all can tell me if I'm off base or not. But I think the best writers who have tapped onto Batman do their best work when they leave Batman. And that's what we're seeing with Sean Murphy here. Because while yes, White Knight, first couple volumes, great, latter volumes, take your pick. This first issue feels like he's pouring his soul into it. Like you can tell this man had something to say. And because I was skimming it as we were going through this, and even this moment where this older man, he is in a landscape where he is like, the whole plot of the book is corporations have taken over the world, they have privatized the cities, poor people have to live out on the outskirts of the desert. Like unless you got money, you can't live in town no more. And the harder part is they've gotten rid of like cars. It's all Amtraks or like light subways and whatnot. So it is now illegal to own motor vehicles. And you have to operate along the grid, as it were. They call it like the transportation system, the grid. And the main guy ends up going to jail for operating a motor vehicle, and there's this whole idea where his granddaughter has a heart condition and that he wants to like care for her and everything, but he has to go through this whole plot to bring down everything just to keep her safe. And this feels like not like a little bit of cyberpunk, a little bit of like that grunge type of old school like Stallone, Schwarzenegger action movie feel. And it feels like, what if Speed Racer was old and had one last ride in them type thing? Like they even kind of like pay homage to that, where it's not the Mach 5, it's like Smokey and the Bandit put a 4 on it. Like it's like they even have it be a Trans Am, which is kind of cool. And it has this sort of like this grunge feel. Like you can tell Sean Murphy is playing more with colors and shading and whatnot. He's having a lot more fun with this. And I'm excited to see where these like the rest of these 4 issues go, because he does this thing like towards the end where it's like, all right, greedy corporations, let's figure out how to bring this one white man down. And it's like, oh, okay, interesting. And it feels almost like that opening scene from Exquisite Corpses where the Illuminati meets. It feels like, all right, he thinks he's gonna win. Let's make him think he's gonna win, and it's very well done. And you want to root for this dude, despite us, the reader, knowing everything's gonna be against him. So I'm very excited to see what Sean Murphy does with these subsequent issues. It's only a 5-issue mini, and I'm very excited to see like this guy added to the pull list because like this was on the list of books of the weeks. And I was like, #1, sure, why not? I like Sean Murphy's work, and I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Wow, yeah, taking some stuff we're dealing with nowadays and making it into something like the tired of looking at homeless, put them away, and it's like, we could help. But yeah, let's put them in a desert. So wow, yeah, like you're saying, he definitely has something to say, and I'm glad to hear it. Sounds like he's doing a great job of it too.
Right.
Before we get too far away, just because we were so close to the last topic, if you really want a captain to steer the ship at Marvel, I wish I could tell you, but I can hardly remember his name.
Those are some of my favorite, most recent jokes. I love Dimitri's when you did it last time. Kind of like, yeah, you do.
I mean, I still say is like Remender has some of the greatest work in fiction. Like Seven to Eternity is phenomenal. So I kind of like where Dimitri's hitting there.
Yeah.
Death or Glory was really good. Someone, I mean, many may not have read it, but that's a story.
Yeah. A good call, Dimitri.
Thanks, Dimitri.
That's another clip. Okay, rounding off our new comics, we have Hornsby and Halo, issue number 15. Kyle, take it away.
So I don't know if you might have seen our interview with Pete Tomasi and Jeff Johns, but just gotta shout that out real quick. So Hornsby Halo number 15. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It gives you this nostalgia feeling, even though it's completely fresh and completely new. This is coming off of the $1 Trillion Kid event, we'll call it. It's just great. It is now setting up more of the unbelievables. So it's really funny, like, not to spoil, but they're saying how the $1 Trillion Kid reached out to them and was like, hey, like, did you look into like any more of the unbelievables? Like I asked you to, because like that was kind of his thing. Like he's asking for everyone to help look into them to help find his family, right? So he like follows up with them and they're like, no, like we got school and like family stuff, like we don't have time right now, like chill. Like they basically like brush him off, like we'll get to it. And you know, they jump to the Dead Tones and they show a little bit of that. Medusa was instantly my favorite, like really great design. And spoiler, they accidentally park next to a meth lab, so you can just imagine what goes wrong. But really, it's just fun. I would love for this to turn into an animated show at some point. I really like Pete is doing fantastic things. He really is. There was a mention to Ricky Tikki Tavi. I don't know if anyone remembers that. I guess it's like a poem. It's kind of like a short story poem, right? And I'm just thinking I'm thinking of like classic rock songs when I heard of that before I think of the story. And I'm just like, damn, like Gene Genie, like this is the second time you're giving me like a classic rock vibe. Like, should we like do trivia with Pete of just classic rock? Like I want to just hang out with Pete, like unrelated to Panelloids, because I swear I think he's slipping things in here. Anyway, I would love for this to be an animated show at some point. Like I really would. I think that there's so much here that, like, I know they're doing other animated, but like I think this one could really blow up with the Unbelievables. And the Dead Tones alone, just from this, was like, that would be a fun little cartoon too. Like that would be a fun little movie. Anyway, Ghost Machine, Image, can't go wrong. Pick it up. FOC for the next one is coming up. Get ready.
They have so many lined up. They could easily start just shelling out animated shows if they wanted to with the Ghost Machine stuff, specifically
I'm
the
still waiting for my Redcoat movie. Where's my
Redcoat
movie, John?
Yeah, and apparently the Exquisite Corpses, whatever that's going to be, live action or TV show. I'd love to see that.
Well, that's Tiny Onion. I'm not worried. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
I predicted that Exquisite Corpses were getting a live action, and James Tynan definitely gave me my props for that, because I had a video come out like the day or two before the announcement. I was like, we need live action Exquisite Corpses, and then they liked the video, and I was like, that's interesting. They
like,
put it on
is
their
this a hint?
story, and I was like, that's interesting. And then they announced it, and I was like, I'm psychic. And then I met James Tynan up at a signing for Corpse Store, and he was like, so here's a free shirt because you figured it out. I was like,
oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Okay, it's time for that segment, the nerdy news. And our first announcement here, X-Men to be in theaters by May 5th, 2028. So close to May the 4th. Come on, guys. Polar Pass, the cast, Sadie Sink as Jean Grey.
Pass.
Kit Connor as Cyclops. Okay, what about Kit Connor then?
Pass.
Okay.
White boy. We had so many white boys.
I'm so indifferent to this entire cast. Like genuinely, they're so unknown that I'm like, call me when there's a trailer. Like that's literally where I'm at. I'm happy it's a lot of unknowns and untested, except for Sadie Sink. Like I'm very much like, call me when I see a trailer. Yes. Then I will be interested. Also show me a costume. Like give me something to chew on, because this feels very much like Wave 1 Avengers, where it's like we see the announcements of these new faces, and like, yeah, we know who Chris Evans is, but he's Captain America. Oh my god! Like, it's nothing notable to where I'm panicking and freaking out. I'm very much like, I'll see you in a couple of years. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Like the most we have is the fan art or like the awkward photoshops where people really try to make it look like they're wearing the costume.
Samara Weaving, Emma Frost. She did post a few Instagram photos in a white dress, which I didn't see.
Yes. Also have Christopher Abbott as Charles Xavier. That's somebody I'm definitely not familiar with. Like, honestly, a lot of this cast.
Interesting choice. I watched him in Girls and Only Girls, and he played an interesting character who changed his vibe multiple times. So I guess he has range. So okay.
Where's the representation for actual bald people? Like, why we gotta shave everybody's head?
Yeah,
that's Kyle's exact take. If we have a big character, get a big guy, man.
Right.
We don't need to bump
because he's in it. Because we're gonna have the problem that we're having with Nicholas Hoult right now. Where like every time we have to have him on screen, we're just gonna shave his head, and then the next project he has to be in, he has to wear a wig or something. I mean, granted, he's gonna be in Harry Potter, so like whatever. But like now, it's just I think we need actual bald representation if we're gonna cast a bald person. And I did see a couple of takes online where people were like, "Oh, this is ableist." I'm like, nah, because Charles had an injury as a kid, so like we've seen him walk at times, Krakoa era. If I see a bald man walking around, I'm gonna be like, that's kind of sus, but whatever, fine.
Yeah, like we said already, Samara Weaving is Emma Frost. The big one, the only one I've really seen people really have an opinion on is the Indy Navarrete is Rogue. It's that love it or hate it, no in between.
Maya Boyd as Storm. That looks pretty cool. Why not? Go for it. You go, girl.
All right, Dimitri. And then
Mr.
Sinister.
What were you going to say about Indy Navarrete? I want to hear this.
No, she's fine. There's no way I can say it without dancing around what I want to say.
What do you want to say, Kyle? Speak your mind.
Why is everyone like a model? Why is everyone like...
You know why, because they're all going to be sleeping together. They got to be good looking. Apparently.
And like our original for Rogue, when we did a whole bunch of fan casting before, but like we did a lot of like not prompted fan casting for X-Men throughout the years. And most of them weren't like Caucasian. Now I think she's somewhere in between. But like, I don't know, it's just a lot of white people. And I think we've seen so many X-Men already. Because like, have you been seeing the posts where it's like how many characters have portrayed, like how many actors have portrayed the characters? I keep seeing these posts. And you're like, oh, there was 4 of them? Oh, there was 5 of them? Like, I don't even remember them all. And yet here we are, and it's still like a mostly Caucasian cast. It's just, we could have changed it up at this point, because who cares? Like, what?
I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at.
Rogue could have been anybody.
Right, it could have been anybody. I think when it comes to like the model portion, I think it's more like, let's be real here. If you didn't give these gooners a Southern Belle with an hourglass figure, they were gonna lose their minds.
Yeah, I guess,
it's the Captain Marvelism all over again. Like, oh, she's Carl Manvers, and why don't they want to give us sexy women in Marvel movies and yada yada. But like with the different like casting of different races and whatnot, I definitely agree with you, because I was a big proponent of like, hey, Journey Smollett was amazing in Birds of Prey. Like, you didn't need a white woman to be Black Canary for that. We've had what, 5 white women in one TV show and 1 white woman in the other TV show. Like, we could have a different Black Canary. Why not? So like, I'm down for it. I think Marvel is like, unless they say they are a POC in the comics, they are going to be real slick about the X-Men, because they're going to be skirting lines with this. Like, you think the X-Men are going to be like hyper political? No.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of where I'm headed to. Of like, I don't know. They had an opportunity. They've done it so many times before. They've rebooted, then they kind of didn't reboot, and then it was technically a pre. Like, you're gonna actually reboot now, and you just kind of doing the same thing again.
I do hope that, because I mean, not that it shouldn't matter, but it does. And my only hope is that the extended cast has a little bit more diversity. You know, I'm gonna kill you.
So maybe there's hope though. Maybe this is just what we got so far. Right? There's a lot more X-Men.
Yeah. A lot of theater kids too. It's nice to see us making a comeback, especially after what Timothy Chalamet said. Also, the Maya Boyd is Storm. Very cool. I was hoping that Jamie Lawson might get it as well. I know that was a popular fan cast because she was great as the upcoming mayor in the Batman 2022. The thing I will say though, if you take our new T'Challa in the Maya Boyd side by side with the T'Challa and Storm stuff, it seems like it's going to be a better fit, in my opinion.
No,
Really?
You don't like that theory? No.
I want to make this very clear. I don't side with the recast T'Challa people, or as I call them, the cult of Bast. I don't rock with them. I agree with some of their takes, but I'm not like ride and die with them. I think that the biggest problem with this entire situation with Tucson is, to quote Doc Brown, Kevin Feige is not thinking fourth dimensionally, Marty. You are having a multi-dimensional incursion-based event where you can recast whoever you want to recast post incursion, post Secret Wars, and reset the board and give us all new, all different Marvel. All you had to do was put another brother up there and say he's T'Challa. Like, yes, I get that Coogler's doing a trilogy. He has ideas, cool, whatever. But you could have given me 2 solid Avengers movies with Shuri being involved. Like, she doesn't actually want to be Black Panther. She's doing it because she feels obligation. But this is going to cause so many problems down the road to where we just saw it happen where, oh, Wonder Man's canceled, but we just put a Black Wonder Man in the comics. What's going to happen to him? Now, what are they going to do in a year? Illegitimate child of T'Challa running around to be the new Black Panther? That's going to be a problematic mess. So it bothers me that they didn't just take the low-hanging fruit and just say new T'Challa, because why on earth is any like other than casual fans, who on earth is going to accept T'Challa's son sleeping with T'Challa's most loved love interest? That's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. So, like, the casuals will eat it up. They're going to hear T'Challa, Storm, happy day. But everybody with more of a knowledge of what's going on is going to be like, that's awkward.
That's fair. And then the aging him up in time. How are we doing that?
That's what they'll do, though, like the incursion mumbo jumbo and be like, oh, he's here now. And it's going to be like, that could have just been T'Challa. What are you doing? Yeah. Like, no. It's just weird.
Still mad about the Mahershala Ali stuff. They had such great casting. Everybody pointed at her like, that's amazing. And they went,
oh, brother. I got how long you got? Like, man.
I will say that everything that Ryan Coogler has had to deal with, losing your star actor to something so tragic. I know that matters more, but this still holds up, potentially will hold up in the end to everything Guardians of the Galaxy with, give me his name, the director.
James Gunn.
James Gunn. And this holds up in a trilogy sense to something like the Dark Knight trilogy. I think in the end, it'll still hold up with all these moving pieces and all these things that weren't foreseen to happen, and, still rolled with it and still worked well. And it still was highly successful. And that'll be the through line of the whole thing.
For sure.
Just to wrap it up, one I'm probably most excited for, just because I've seen quite a few movies he's in, Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister. And I love them playing into the Magneto stuff that they did too.
I'm excited for this. I thought it would have been weird for him to be Magneto. I like that they divide expectation, because everyone's going to be like, who's going to play Magneto down the road? Why didn't we get Magneto again? Because we beat that horse to death. There's other villains we can have here. Honestly, I thought it would have been hilarious if we would have actually got a comic accurate Reverend Stryker and have him be Stryker, because him being in the pulpit telling everybody that the mutants were the devil, I'd have loved it. That'd have been the greatest thing ever. But him as Sinister, I could see him marinating for a couple of movies. I would love that. That's going to be a great fit for a little bit. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I just hope it's not a one and done. Like, I want it to be a big, like, their big one, since they kind of ruined Apocalypse too.
Or even kind of returning. I feel like that could fail and they don't like the returning, but that's cool too. I don't know. Okay, another big piece of information. David Harbour revealed a line from Avengers Doomsday in a recent interview with Variety saying, "You are Tony Stark." Let the speculation start.
Well, at least it ain't Peter saying it.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping it was just basically Robert Downey Jr. being a voice actor, and I was hoping he was going to just show his ability to act through the voice, and you not realize it was him, and that was somehow worth all the money he got paid. But I guess that's not what we're doing. Are we doing variant? Are we doing distant relative? Right? Didn't he have a brother or something in the comics not too many years ago? I don't know.
Arno?
Right?
Arno's a whole different character. That, like, this is Victor Von Doom.
But are they going to play off on that? Like, this is the Arno in a sense, like the twins, and they went separate directions. What movie is that? Anyway, I don't know. I'm a little worried again.
Hey, Peter knew what was up. He avoided Doomsday altogether.
I think it works in terms of, you're essentially saying Tony Stark is like the Nexus being. Tony Stark is the one who created Ultron, when really it's Ant-Man. It puts him in place where, like, afterwards you can kind of shift and be like, everyone, this is the main timeline, because everything actually makes sense to what it started out as. In my opinion, maybe that's how they do it.
Okay, now it's time for your rumors, baby. You guys see that new Doom statue where one of the hand options is holding an odd device that probably is the ultimate nullifier?
So if you didn't see it, it looks kind of like almost like a tuning fork a little bit. So ultimate nullifier is more of like a switch, like a
yeah.
But what else would it be? Unless they're just making something else new.
I think they could possibly be taking a page out of Alexander Luthor's book from Infinite Crisis and say the tuning fork is the thing that blends the universes together. Could be the way to cause the incursion.
Doesn't Black Bolt wear a tuning fork on his head?
Yeah, it's not that much of a tuning fork though. It's kind of like just like a fork looking. I don't know. You gotta see it.
I should have saw it.
I'll put the clips.
Okay, Scarlett Johansson is reportedly playing Poison Ivy in the Batman Part 2. Is this a pull or pass?
Gasp. A redhead playing a redhead character. Oh my God. Like, geez.
Now as a ginger who has seen many redheads get replaced by non-redheads, and many cases, people of color, right? I like when they do this. And was hoping they were going to do this for Poison Ivy. Is Scarlett Johansson a big name and would be cool and bring a lot of like punch to the character and confirm it's not like a side character? Yeah. But like, I'm a huge fan of G. Willow's run on Poison Ivy. That is great to me. You can't see it, but that's a page from it back there, right? Like, I have many books graded up from that run. My child is named because of that run. That run gave me to say, like, all right, Poison Ivy doesn't have to be a sex symbol. Like, she can just be an eco-terrorist and it's cool. Like, that gave me okay, we can use this name now, right? So
what you mean you weren't down with Uma Thurman? You ain't down with I told Lady Freeze when I pulled her plug. Like, you ain't down with that?
No. So yeah, I really I guess I wouldn't want Scarlett Johansson because I don't see them taking Black Widow in leather spandex and putting her in a gardening jumpsuit like G Willow did, because that's what I kind of would want, is them to take inspiration for that run and take away some of the sex appeal and push the eco-terrorist. I mean,
I'm gonna push back on that. The reason why I say that is because you're lacking in Matt Reeves' faith. You're not trusting in Matt Reeves.
Oh, yeah,
Wait, give him your rating. Give him your rating for the Batman, the first one, because it's ridiculous.
7 out of 10.
That I mean, like if you didn't ride with Battinson, that's fine. I'm not mad at you for it. I'm more
No,
of like
it's not him.
Cut
30 minutes and they would have been a 9 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I mean, like I'm more of like an 8.5, 9, depending on the day.
Okay,
Like the first theater performance, solid 9. Like you had me down with it. I think the Penguin kind of lost me some points because I'm like, you didn't need a whole show there. What are you doing? But like it was still enjoyable.
Or a fat suit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, or a fat suit. But like I would say you got to have more faith in Matt Reeves, because if he can make you actually enjoy a character like the Riddler and make him a terrorist and make him be exciting and not be just a clown, then have some faith, because we've seen ScarJo cook on occasion with a role here or there when she actually like is given the brevity to do her thing. I think if anyone could turn like Poison Ivy into an eco-terrorist, especially when you're saying we're gonna take the character who can make giant plants be grounded in this Matt Reeves universe. If you're gonna make her be an eco-terrorist, that makes perfect sense. I would love to see it. It's all going to be chemicals. It's not going to be she has magical psionic powers over the plants. It's going to be all chemical based and warfare and stuff like that to get what she wants to bring about a new age of plant life. And I feel like if anyone can do it, Matt Reeves is going to do it. And I would trust him over Nolan, because Nolan kept spitting in my face with dumbass ideas. Because Nolan was like, I'm going to make a white man be impressive, even though he's shorter than the Batman. And like, no, like, if Matt Reeves is going to give you some steak, he's going to put some steak on it. It's going to be really good, I feel like. Now, am I worried about presentation? Sure. But, like, we already know that, what's his face? Bucky's going to be Two-Face. So I'm like.
No, some people are saying,
no, he confirmed
Victor
it.
Zsasz.
Yeah, he confirmed it this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just this week.
Okay,
yeah.
Good call.
So I'm very much like, if I trust anyone to get some characters right in this universe, especially after seeing Penguin minus the fat suit, I'm like, you know what? I trust Matt Reeves to give me a good product.
Okay. All right. I'm open to your logic here. I'll take it.
He fought with Capybara. Like he fought with a Capybara style in The Dark Knight.
It was something. So before we go, JP, let everyone know where to follow you.
Okay, I was like, you can follow me anywhere online at jpenumbra, or on Instagram it's at jpenumbra _ because Meta won't let me have it for some reason. They say no one is using it, but they say it's not available, which doesn't make any sense. Also, you can watch my show on Sundays, or the edited version normally is on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'm behind a little bit. I was sick on Monday, but you can always catch the Comics Unmasked every Sunday live, like that way you can see all of us talk about the news, kind of like you guys do here. But it's also like we have almost every week we have an interview with a different creator talking about the industry. We try to help people out to pimp their Kickstarters and whatnot. So that's one thing we've been doing to help people out. And you can see me at Baltimore Comic-Con next month, so definitely come check me out if you can. There's going to be from what I've been told, there's a big announcement happening on Friday, so if you can be there, come check it out.
Okay, thank you for staying with us.
Thank
you for watching. Yeah,
of course. It's great.
Glad to be on here with you. Thanks for watching Panelites, comic books, and more. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join the conversation with us. We'll be back next week with more comic book news, reviews, and everything else from the world of comics.
Shout out to Core for his first time hosting. JP,
Nice.
stay for the after show so I can tell you why I hate